It's Friday again, and that means it's time for another edition of the Fantasy Insider Weekend Picks. This one is the Moneyball edition, and we're in the final stretch now where we're just a few weeks from now we're going to be talking about the grand finals. Just a couple of teams to choose from in each sport. This week though, we have full slates across the board, so let's jump into the games. In the AFL, there's a number of games this week which have really low totals predicted. In fact, so many I think that we're going to take the opposite approach to normal and tell you which games to look at for high scoring. Brisbane, Geelong, the Adelaide Derby, as well as GWS, Fremantle and Collingwood Gold Coast are probably those games that you're going to want to look at. GWS and Geelong are both favoured by 60 to 70 points, with the Bulldogs 45.5 point favourites and Adelaide at 35.5, also worth a look at the time that we're recording this. Our team of the week at Moneyball then features a bunch of players from those high scoring games. But we start with Brody Grundy at ruck, and we spend a bit heavily in the midfield with a couple of premium selections in Adam Treloar and Marcus Bontempelli. Alongside them is the basement price Rupert Wills, who we expect to score much higher than his salary, as well as Josh Dunkley from the Bulldogs as a mid-priced option. We go really cheap in the fours with Proat from the Bulldogs, partnering Markov of Richmond, and we think Markov's price really still doesn't reflect his scoring, even though he's in a struggling team. Richmond feature again in defence with Bakar Hooley. And we think they're going to be competitive this week against St Kilda. With Josh Cohen from Geelong completing the roster at just 4,500. I don't think he's going to score a big total, but I think he should more than make back that salary. In the NRL, games got underway last night with the Broncos continuing their recent resurgence against Canterbury. The rest of the weekend though features a lot of games totaled between 40 and 44, with Newcastle over Gold Coast, North Queensland over the Warriors, and Canberra over Parramatta, those that will interest you from a stacking perspective. At Moneyball in our team of the week, again we didn't really take anyone from last night's game, and the spread of players really tells us just how open this round is. Gold Coast and Sydney are really the only teams with multiple representatives, and we again focus our spending on the forward positions. Damien Cook I think is a bargain price at hooker, as is Connor Watson at half, while Gallen and Cartwright are premium selections in the forward line, alongside a mid-price selection in Sydney's Mitchell Orbison. Michelle Barrett from Newcastle fills out the forward line, whereas in the outside backs we take two new Titans in Conrad Hurrell and Jared Hayne, while Tan Milne from St George I think continues to justify his selection. Both Hayne and Milne's prices are creeping up there, but I think we're going to stick with them this week. And that's it for another week. Be sure to check out the Fantasy Insider website for another edition of our DFS 101 series, as well as a special offer on our rest of season package, which you can get for just $32.95 through to the final siren of the season. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the leaderboards.